While it may lack the animated cutscenes of Dragon Ball FighterZ and the massive casts of Xenoverse 2 and Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 is still among the best examples of how to adapt DBZ properly into video game form. From the brilliant cel-shaded art direction to the inclusion of cinematic ultimate attacks, Budokai 3 is a game that still looks and feels great in 2021. While it may not be the most balanced fighter, it captures the essence of what makes DBZ so fun to watch through its fast-paced combat that includes high-speed dragon rushes, intense standoffs, and epic beam struggles. It's a game that features constant action whether you're grinding for experience in the Dragon Arena, accumulating wealth winning the various world tournaments, or simply challenging a friend in duel mode. But it is Budokai 3's story mode, the Dragon Universe, which has kept me coming back to this game repeatedly over the years. With the story of DBZ being told so many times through manga, anime, and countless other forms of media, Budokai 3 manages to stand out by taking a different approach to the retelling of this age-old tale. Rather than following in the footsteps of the first Budokai and having the player journey through the various plot points chronologically, you instead get a splintered retelling as you experience the events of DBZ through the perspective of one of 11 different characters. Now, instead of fighting through every major battle, you are limited to the ones exclusive to your selected fighter. This results in lengthy playthroughs for main characters like Goku and Vegeta, while allowing fighters like Yamcha and Oob to have stories that are short and sweet. This is fantastic because you can now experience DBZ's mammoth-sized plot at your own pace, preventing you from getting bored or worn out by its sheer length. It also allows you to experience your favorite parts of the story without having to wade through sections you're not interested in. Piccolo, for example, has 6 fights before his showdown with Dr. Gero, but imagine how much longer it would take to get there if the game was constantly switching you between characters to include their battles, as is the case for most DBZ games. Thankfully, Budokai 3 gives you the ability to quickly get to the moments you want to see, which, along with the leveling system and unlockable abilities found throughout, contributes to the tremendous sense of progression found in the Dragon universe. Just like in the show, it feels like your characters grow more powerful with each fight as you unlock new transformations and special moves that make them that much more deadly in combat. At the same time, the experience you gain from fighting allows you to level up your fighter's various techniques, making you a stronger, more efficient warrior as the story progresses. It's satisfying to watch your C-Fighter rapidly grow from a weakling to an invincible combatant of godlike proportions, and Budokai 3's fast-paced stories help you get there quickly. Furthermore, in addition to the many attacks you will learn or find in the Dragon universe, there are also plenty of secrets to be found in the mode's hub world. Offensive and defensive buffs, capsules that reduce your energy consumption in hyper mode, items that can recover your ki or regenerate your health, and so many more can be found by exploring Dragon Universe's map. Much like discovering a transformation or death move, these capsules contribute to the overall sense of progression found in Budokai 3 by allowing you to develop new strategies that flesh out your fighting repertoire. And along with the game's RPG-like leveling system, it allows you to have a degree of customization that lets you shape your character into any type of fighter you'd like. This keeps the flow of gameplay moving as you are able to highlight your strengths and hide your weaknesses to avoid ever getting stuck on one battle for too long. Ultimately, this is why Dragon Universe mode is such an enjoyable experience to come back to time and time again. Having control over so many aspects of your fighter's stats and abilities makes each playthrough feel different from one another because you can choose to have each playable character fill a different type of fighting motif. Perhaps one Z fighter is completely balanced, having no clear strengths and no clear weaknesses. Another might be a glass cannon with insane attack power, but a small amount of health and defense. Or perhaps you have a specific build that's all about energy consumption, so you max out ki and combine it with some consumption reducing capsules. One of my favorite tactics is a cheeky but effective way to win where you equip yourself with the viral heart disease and vaccine capsules so that you can stop your health from draining while avoiding your opponent as they slowly wither away. With this build, you would max out your guard and health so that even in the event that you do get hit, you'll have more than enough defense to stay alive. It's admittedly pretty cheap, but if you're struggling to beat the game on some of the higher difficulties, you have to start getting creative. More importantly, it shows the numerous possibilities present in Dragon Universe that make it so much fun to go back to. However, gameplay and customization aren't the only things that help add to Dragon Universe's depth of content, as it's also bolstered by the inclusion of special cutscenes and rewards hidden in each of the characters' second playthroughs. Rather than keeping the story static, each of the 11 playable fighters have alternate paths and extra battles to find if you look hard enough. These secrets lead to unlockable characters, stages, and capsules that you otherwise couldn't obtain, giving players an incentive to revisit Z fighters they've already played. And even in instances where nothing is gained, new dialogue options and Easter eggs can be found that help give Dragon Universe value. Yamcha's Dragon Universe is a particularly good example of how these secrets can enrich a short and otherwise forgettable experience. The final fight for Yamcha in a standard playthrough takes place years after the Majin Buu arc, where he and Tien have a showdown at the World Tournament. However, by exploring the world map during the Android Saga, this fight can actually be changed by flying around to talk to characters like Oolong, Chi-Chi, and Master Roshi. After gathering clues, Yamcha puts together that Vegeta is the one responsible for everyone finding out that Bulma dumped him, and he vows to get his revenge at some point. Fast forward to the Buu Saga, and now the fight against Tien changes to a fight against Vegeta, where Yamcha gets his chance at payback. Unlike other playthroughs where a new red dot appears on screen to guide you to the new content, this is a side quest you have to discover on your own. It's not something that nets you an achievement, or a special capsule, or a new character, but simply serves as a reward for the effort you put into exploring the map. It's a little fan service for fans of the master of the Wolf Fang Fist, and much like how Yamcha dies instantly to a Cyberman's self-destruct technique when other characters don't, it adds to the polish and charm of the Dragon Universe. Moreover, it adds replayability by providing different content depending on the actions you take each run. Some of the most memorable moments in Dragon Universe come from these hidden or alternate paths too. As Goku, exploring a timeline where Vegeta goes Super Saiyan on Namek before Cooler shows up for a duel in place of Frieza is exciting and results in Cooler being playable in other modes. As Vegeta, ascending to Super Saiyan 4 before having a third and final showdown with a Super Saiyan 4 Goku is a much more gratifying ending than stalling for time in the fight against Kid Buu. In both Saiyan's cases, the option to fuse together into Gogeta to take on Gotenks at the World Tournament exists, while Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta can also take on Omega Shenron in Goku's playthrough. And even adult Gohan has new fights against Majin Vegeta and Broly to take part in during his second playthrough. This allows for Dragon Universe to tell nearly the entire DBZ story, with references to the various movies in Dragon Ball GT, as well as some extra what-if type content. The only downside is the fact that there are no real cutscenes and not all dialogue is voice acted. This may have been a result of the original scope of Dragon Universe being much larger, as it was originally supposed to include a story for every playable character, which may have been too much to fully voice act. Still, it's a little bit of a letdown considering we never got to see that idea come to fruition, and basically every other 3D DBZ game has fully animated and voiced cutscenes. That being said, I appreciate the inclusion of voice data so that you can listen to the different lines of dialogue each character has. The way they incorporated this feature was brilliant too, as they served as rewards for completing specific reenactments from DBZ's story. Not only was it a smart decision to acknowledge key moments from the show, it also adds a special optional challenge to most fights. There are some moments that are automatic, like activating Super Saiyan as Goku in the fight against Frieza, while others require a little more effort. Two of my favorite examples are in the Vegeta vs Semi-Perfect Cell fight and the Piccolo vs Super Buu fight. In Vegeta's case, you must defeat Android 17 absorbed Cell with at least 2500 health, representing how easily Vegeta smacked him around after training, while Piccolo must defeat Buu after 60 seconds have passed, mimicking the stalling strategy he used in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. While only 20 of these moments result in a voice clip, there are over 100 of these moments to recreate all across the 11 Dragon Universe playthroughs. They may only net a small amount of experience points, but it's still fun to see what references you can find acknowledged throughout the different stories. It makes the fights more interesting, and because nothing significant is tied to them, it's a nice optional objective for dedicated fans of the series. But there's no denying that having something a little more engaging than still images and text boxes would have been nice. At the very least, they could have made sure that there were no spelling or formatting errors in the cutscenes we did get. Certain characters also could have used a few more cutscenes to help elongate their stories or make them make more sense. This again could have been a result of cut content, as we can see remnants of a future Trunks and Broly plotline in Adult Gohan's second playthrough, and it makes me wonder what a fully realized Budokai 3 could have been. Although Dragon Universe does lack cinematics in its story, it more than makes up for it by giving you control of your character in an explorable overworld. Simply flying around the map at lightning fast speeds is enough fun for me, but they managed to pack this small world with so many things to discover. Something Dragon Universe replicates that may not be as important to Dragon Ball Z as it was for Dragon Ball is a sense of adventure. It's a joy finding capsules, money, and the Dragon Ball so you can summon Shenron at the end of the run. Uncovering secret interactions that are exclusive to Budokai 3 is rewarding and easy because navigating the map is so fluid. Not only are the rewards for exploring well worth it, generally resulting in new characters, arenas, and abilities, but many iconic areas are there for you to visit as well. Baba's Palace and Muscle Tower from Dragon Ball, every notable city in DBZ, Korn's Tower and Kami's Lookout, and of course Master Roshi's legendary Kami House are all places you can stop by at various points during your adventure. You even travel to Planet Namek where you can visit the various Namekian villages, as well as Guru's Palace. As mentioned before, you can fly around at super speed and stop on a dime to find these locations, or you can use your senses to locate hidden objectives found within them before jetting off towards them in classic DBZ fashion. And the entire time you are treated to a soundtrack that, albeit plagiarized, works perfectly to create a bold and heroic atmosphere. What this amounts to is an extremely fun mode with great pacing, rewarding exploration, and numerous iconic fights. Dragon Universe takes the story of Dragon Ball Z and allows you to experience it in a unique way, while simultaneously giving you more control over your character than most DBZ games out there. It's complemented by a phenomenal OST both in and out of battles that helps set the tone for the adventure each character will embark on. It not only pays tribute to the iconic moments that define the franchise, but incentivizes and rewards you for recreating them. And with 8 different difficulties to choose from, and an RPG leveling system that lets you grow with your fighter, it's a mode that is accessible to players of all skills. In the end, I believe Dragon Universe defines what makes Budokai 3 such a special Dragon Ball Z game. Despite being released in 2004 and having numerous titles released after it, no DBZ game has quite the legacy that Budokai 3 does, which I believe can be credited to Dragon Universe's quality and replayability. Even though games like Dragon Ball FighterZ and DBZ Kakarot are taking the series in a positive direction, I hope that we can see a Dragon Ball game that recreates the excitement and good times Dragon Universe produces. That being said, I want to know what you all think of the Dragon Universe. Drop a comment and let me know what your favorite moment in Dragon Universe was, or tell me how wrong I am and inform me why Dragon Universe sucks. Either way, thanks for watching, and remember, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe.